Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. And we are at the Beaver Valley Mall here in Monaca, Pennsylvania. And we are at the closing JCPenney store here. This store actually opened in 1998. It's a new addition to the mall. This actually has a pretty interesting history. It actually is a relocation from the infamous Northern Lights shopping center. It was actually a really neat store. And then this moved here in 1998. This store is going to be closed by September. Just announced liquidation only a few days ago, so I was actually able to get out here and able to document this for you. This mall is a little bit of a troubled state at the moment. There's the self-storage, which was actually Kaufman's, and before that was Gimbel's. Boscov's, which was formerly Lazarus and Joseph Foreign Company. Rural King, which was originally Sears, and then JCPenney. Dick's was another anchor that was added on in 2007. But let's take a look inside here, see what's going on. This is actually a really nice store. I've been here once before, and it's quite a shame, actually. I know the store's had quite a bit of trouble hanging on, but I guess this is the final nail in the coffin. Pretty neat here. It actually says Beaver Valley Mall right on the door. But let's take a look, see what's going on. As you can see, there's all the closing signs. And the JCPenney Kids Zone, which is the second Saturday of every month. Pretty sad. But here we are. This is the women's handbag department. We're going to start around over here. Not because I want to look at bras, but kind of just makes it easier. So we're going to go over here first and take our first ring around. So this is starting in the women's department. We're going to go around over here. Discounts really aren't that big at the moment. They're between 20 and 50%. So they're only just starting at this point. Another entrance over here. Fixture sales really have not started yet. There's no spot for that. Just as an FYI. We're gonna keep on going. Still in the women's department here. This is like the women's athletics over here. As you can see, it's kind of updated quite a lot. Then over here is the mall entrance. Really neat mall, to tell you the truth. They have jewelry, which is right here. And going along this side, you have your JCPenney Beauty, which was at one point Sephora. Now, Sephora unfortunately pulled out with pennies and is no longer around. Now they branded it as JCPenney Beauty. Not really my favorite, but what are you gonna do? Still women's down here. So, one thing to note is downstairs is pretty much women's and kids. So this is kids over here. And this store does not have the centralized checkout. It has the quad still. So that is something interesting to note. This is kids, and this is actually the pickup area. So if you want to call that catalog, be my guest. We're gonna kind of go back this way because I don't want to go in a complete circle. Over here actually is women's shoes. So it starts over here. And then move dresses. And this is the back side of JCPenney Beauty, which was formerly Sephora. Now, we're gonna head upstairs and take a look. Here, as you can see, fixture sale to be determined, and Gordon Brothers is doing this. But a little bit more of a look downstairs. This is jewelry. Like I said, really nice looking store, not gonna lie. Kind of sad to see it go. Seems that, you know, Penny's is sometimes going in a different direction, and, you know, but this is unfortunately one of the casualties. But let's head upstairs now. Take a gander and see what's going on. So, like I said, this is a better shot of the jewelry area. Try not to get any employee from this. I will say they did do a nice job with this here, but let's head upstairs. These have shimmer escalators. Nice look over here. And over here on this side, you also have the little bit of sconces. But look at this on top. It's absolutely gorgeous up there, the skylight. Like I said, they did a really nice job building this. But anyway, we go upstairs, and this is the men's department where we're getting off in. This is definitely one of the older format ones, I will say that. By the carpeting and the tile work. This is St. John's Bay over here, and also with like the, what do you call it, the Izod as well. Yeah, they do have tape on the floor, so that's kind of sad. Anyway, over here, you have a little bit more like your hosiery and things like that. Before I forget about it, here is the Levi's. And then over here is like more of the jeans. Your golf wear. Very nice look over here. Like I said, I'm a sucker for mahogany. Sue me. Always have been. That's something straight out of the 90s, as you can tell. The store hasn't really been updated since then. Maybe quite a few subtle updates, but really hasn't been updated at all since then. So, but this is pretty much how a old school 90s JCPenney would have been. But not for much longer. Again, more of your suits over here. Nice looking trench coat. Go down this line here. You have your activewear on this side. Your Columbia and Levi's on this side here. Men's shoe department on this side. And then you have your sports shop over here. And your Arizona shop on this side here. Clearance department with a lot of deals. They're saying up to 70%, but when I was looking through, it's pretty much as marked with these tickets that are all on here. Not really any great deals at the moment. But I always like to look because I can. Unlike all stores, they can no longer have the coupons. They are getting better. They don't say the TV ads or the mailers or stuff like that. They have gotten better with that. Alright, a little bit more clearance over here. This is the big and tall section. And we're gonna keep going. Down on this side, here's the home section with the horrible floor that they pulled up, which is not my favorite. And as you keep going down, you're gonna wind up right at this back wall here where they had appliances for a very short time. Now, you will know that JCPenney used to sell appliances way back in the day, but that is no longer either. Over here you have optical. I guess this is a AC issue. You have your portrait. Mattresses. What was? You have your window shop. Luggage. You also have your pillows and stuff too. More you're betting on this side here. Only at 20%. Like I said, when they first start closing, they always do like very minimal discounts at best. Usually at 20 to 50. And then every week it goes down more. Here's your cookware. There's a little bit more of your like small appliances. Behind that wall over there is also where they had appliances, but they cordoned that off too. So, I mean, some stores have been better than others, but unfortunately not all are like that. And you have like a little bit of like throw pillows and stuff like that. And we're right back where we started. Back at the towels and all that fun stuff. Then you have your little bit of gadgets and stuff here too. Now we're gonna head back down. Like I said, this is very sad actually. You know, a changing environment like this, you know. But unfortunately, this is the way of retail these days. So, it's very sad. I will say, though, something to highlight and mention. I know that Forever 21 recently has closed up, but JCPenney is actually still carrying it. So if you want to, Forever 21 is still carried at JCPenney. So, as you can see here, it is still technically physically around. This is like your impulse stuff, junk, 50% off. Your costume jewelry is at 30. So that's pretty much that stuff there. A little bit more jewelry. Here's some more on this wall. I will say this is better stocked than most stores. And then we got this over here, which is more like your juniors. And this is nice here too. I'm not gonna lie. This is really pretty here. And I'll show you the mall entrance because it's a really pretty mall entrance. Especially with the fountain right there. But here's the mall entrance, and it's JCPenney, not JCPenney. I don't know why they'd be hiring stylists. Maybe they're going to another store, but look at this right here. Like, that's really pretty. You can tell they put a lot of money into this when they built it. Sadly, the store is closing. Another one right here. That's like right into the marble, so that's really pretty. And apparently, the California customers, they have to know about certain things. California is just a weird state in general, but the lights are flickering in here. It's having a spasm. But anyway, you know, here we go. There you have it. This is the closing JCPenney here at the Beaver Valley Mall here in Monaca, Pennsylvania. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.